1 week. 1 week is the amount of time I have if I get kicked out of my office and kicked out of this place. And within this 1 week, I'm pretty busy, pretty occupied. I have to pack up my room, put them all together and send it over to my mom's. I have to pack up the office. I have to pack up the warehouse as well and pack everything up and send it back to the head office. After I do that, then I can start packing for my backpacking travel. Since I'll be packing my bag eventually, I feel I have to do a mentary segment of what's in my bag. So what's in my bag, I'll share with you what I will be bringing, what's important, what's not so important to pack with you for a traveling of 6 months to 1 year. So in this, I will also try to impart some wisdom on how to pack your bag, and especially for those who are thinking about traveling for long periods of time. A lot of these things I learned it on my own back when I was backpacking the first time, and I made so many mistakes, and I'm now correcting it on this second backpacking travel I'm doing in my life. So for this what's in my bag, I will categorize it into 2 sections: the essential ones and the non-essential ones. The essential ones are the things that I'm bringing that are really important, and if I don't have it, it will be very inconvenient for me, and it does affect my travel directly. For the non-essential ones are very individual, so these are what I'll be bringing for myself only. But if you feel there's value for you, then maybe you might consider bringing it as well. So it kind of depends on what your goals are and what you plan to do during your travel, but it's non-essential. It doesn't affect your travel, it doesn't affect where you go and how you go and the weather, the season, and anything like that. And also just a heads up, these are the things I'm bringing. I'm not going into great detail on the product itself because this is not a product review. This is just the things that I'm bringing, so just get a general idea, a general concept of what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. So let's start. You definitely need this. You can't go backpacking without a backpack. Carrying a luggage around does not count as a backpacking travel. So for me, I opted for this bag. It's a 46-liter bag. One thing I really like about this bag is you can actually carry it on without checking it in. I personally don't like to be too far away from my bag. I don't like luggage delays and all that. I like to carry around a mini sling bag with me on top of my backpack. So my backpack will be responsible for carrying the bulk of the load, your clothes, your jackets and all that. But anything of immediate need, I will put it on my sling bag and then sling it on the front. It could be more valuable things like your cameras, like your phone, your passport, your documents, anything that you can kind of just reach out and present it, you know, and want to keep it closer to you than the rest of your not as valuable items, because I don't want to keep bringing down my bag, scramble through the items in my bag just to find like a charger, for example, and I could have a charger in front and conveniently have it on with me. I like to carry a maximum of 4 tops and 2 pants. I like to wear 2 and wash 2 and kind of rotate from there. For pants, I kind of just wear it throughout unless it gets really dirty. Like pants, you can just wear it for like a week straight and then just swap for another pants for a week and then just swap it over, so it doesn't really matter. Since I'll be traveling for maybe 6 months to 1 year, then I'll have to consider the different seasons that I'll be traveling and the countries I'll be traveling to and what temperatures to expect. So the most drastic being winter, I have to bring layers. My first layer is definitely going to be a t-shirt, and after that I'll have a sweater on, down jacket after that, and lastly my hard shell jacket. This layering worked for me in my last backpacking trip where it was like minus 30, minus 35, or I think up to minus 40 I think. I didn't die using those layering, so I'm quite confident that that's the right way to do. But you know, I'm no expert in winter clothings. I live in a non-winter country, so this is all just based on my experience in layering, and I feel it's quite effective for me. Since I'm packing for winter, anything after that is just peeling off layers like an onion. So take off your hard shell, take off your down jacket, just wear a sweater when it's not too cold, or put on more layers when it's colder. End of the day, these 3 other layers are the maximum you need to survive the cold. So for me, I'm not dressing for the club, or I'm not dressing for a fashion runway. So I'm not dressing to please. To be honest, most of the time I look like a hobo. So if it works for me, if I'm not gonna die in that clothing, I'm pretty much fine. Next one may not be so obvious when you travel, but you should have a small case filled up with plaster, with some medication, over-the-counter medication like paracetamol or you could have charcoal pills in case you have food poisoning, and or antihistamines. But you don't want to be in a situation where you need this medicine if you're having a headache or food poisoning and you don't know where to get them in the country that you are in. And on top of that, you also probably have to bring your face mask and possibly an ART test kit as well. I have a toiletry bag with me. It's actually kind of large. I'm bringing this, but I can feel other stuff inside here as well. So for toiletries, keep it simple. Get a normal toothbrush, get a toothpaste, get a face wash, get some body soap, a shampoo, and that's it. Don't make it complicated. No electric razors, no electric toothbrush. You don't really want to add on weight. Since I'll be staying in hostels throughout, just to make my money go a longer way, I have bought for myself a micro towel. Firstly, you do need a towel since you're gonna stay in a hostel. They don't provide towels. Secondly, you don't want to bring your traditional large towel because that takes up too much space, even more than your sweater probably. So you don't want to bring that, and it's too heavy, it takes up too much volume. You want something small, something easy to dry, and something can dry you as well. So I haven't tried it. I hope it works well. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take up a lot of space, which is the most valuable thing if you're going to backpack. I wouldn't be bringing this exact water bottle. I actually bought a new one, which is twice the volume of this. This is 500 milliliters. When I travel, I like to carry a 1 liter because 500 ml could just finish in like 2 gulps. 1 liter, especially if you are in like the countryside and village or in the mountainous areas, or you're camping, like 500 milliliters is definitely not enough. So 1 liter is bare minimum. Unless you're just going from cities to cities, then water you can just buy it from the mini mart or from the supermarket. But if you're going to the more off-beaten path, especially if you're traveling during winter, you might want to carry a vacuum bottle with like hot water or hot tea. You don't want to carry a normal water bottle and then let it freeze over, and by the time you want to drink, everything is frozen, or you are cold on the outside, you don't want to get cold on the inside. A headlight. Headlight doesn't seem so obvious because if you're just traveling from like hotels to hotels or cities to cities, then you don't really need them. But if you're planning to go to a more developing country where electricity may not be as reliable, or planning to go to the village side or the farm, maybe the toilet doesn't have any electricity, any lighting, or planning to hike at night, you definitely need a headlamp. This is also good if you're staying in a hostel and looking for something in your bag and it's at night and you don't really want to switch on the light to the whole room filled with like 4 or 5 people and just piss them off. So have a headlight, look for your things without disturbing other people. So this is versatile. You can use it when you are going from place to place. If it's not lighted up, you can use it in a hostel. It's always good to have. So for me, this is really important. It doesn't take up too much space, it's not heavy. So yeah, no brainer. Definitely need to bring sandals. You'll be wearing shoes most of the time, especially if it's cold. But you bring sandals. Let's say if you are in a hostel and you want to shower, you'll probably be wearing your sandals. Traveling during warmer seasons, then you want to walk around with your sandals or your slippers. For your sandals or slippers, you don't want it to be too big, too bulky, or too heavy. Keep it simple, keep it minimal, keep it light. I just bought this sandals and I'm pretty psyched about it. Let me show you. This is my sandal. I bought this barefoot sandal because it's really light. Like one side is about 150 grams and both sides is 300 grams, which is almost nothing. I could just fit it into my bag, I could just roll it up. And so it doesn't take too much space and it's light. So I used to use charcoals, which is like 1 kilogram a pair almost, and I'm not going to carry around 1 kilogram of sandals everywhere I go. Unless if I'm traveling to tropical countries like Southeast Asia, where I know it's going to be warm like all the time and I'm not really going to use shoes, then yeah, I'll wear charcoals all day. But since I'm traveling on multiple seasons, most of the time I'll be wearing my boots, and some of the times I'll be wearing my sandals, and this will be perfect for me. Ebook reader, I put it under essential for myself. Definitely worth the wait, considering that you can put thousands of books inside. Reading is definitely something that I advocate when you're traveling. It's not even that heavy. Last but not least will be my journal. Whenever I travel for long periods, I like to carry around like a travel journal, just something to pen down your thoughts into pen and paper. Then your next travel, jot down ideas, what you want to do with life, or what you want to do after the travel. Especially if you're traveling alone, then you're alone with your thoughts a lot of the times, and having a journal really helps. Now, to the non-essential ones, these are the things that you don't need for your travel. It doesn't affect anything, doesn't affect you during a different climates, different seasons. But it really depends on your goal and what you try to get out of in your travel. First time I'm bringing would definitely be this camera and also the microphone and the tripod. I'll just show you. I'm bringing all these three. As you can see, these items in itself are will take up a lot of space and will take up a lot of weight. Camera itself is going to be like 1 kilograms, and then the mic and then the tripod will take up a lot of space because it's pretty long. Because I plan to vlog throughout my travel, then it's something of a non-negotiable for me. But since I'm bringing my camera with me, I definitely have to bring my laptop. So I'll be bringing a laptop with me, and with the laptop comes the charger and also the camera charger, and all these adds up weight. So I have to bring it because it's almost kind of like a package. You bring one, you kind of have to bring the whole cavalry. And I also like to bring one more camera. This is especially good if you're traveling alone. If you're traveling alone, you won't get your pictures taken, you won't get your videos taken, and having this camera really helps me capture a better angle when I travel. You don't have to worry too much about the camera angle because it's 360 camera. So everything you want to adjust in terms of focusing on certain subjects will be done on post. One thing I really like about this is it doesn't take away your experience in that given moment. Like I mentioned, really good if you're traveling alone, and it's not that heavy. So you know what, that's it. I don't know how heavy my bag will be, but I have shown you what I'm planning to bring, and probably there'll be like a bit of difference in the final packing list. I am hoping to get my bag between 10 to 12 kilograms, hopefully. I hope you have learned something from this video. If I've missed out on any items, do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, till next time.